Hey y'all, and good now. This channel's about unconditional love and be of good cheer. And as a citizen of the world who lives in the United States, in the state of California, in the land of sunshine and plenty of bullshit, I'm here to tell you good news. I saw this video by Cyrus Janssen, and he's lived in China and Canada, and he grew up in Orlando. He went to China as a golf pro, and now his goal is to bring the United States and China closer together. So I'm watching him, and he's reporting that the end of the petrodollar and that the rest of the world is coming together, and they're creating a new global system, a financial system. So I want to share some of that video with you now. So let's take a look.
Well, everything is changing quickly for the US dollar. And this past week, we've seen two major events that are going to completely change the future of our world. The first event was the announcement of a new BRICS payment system that will in fact challenge the status of the US dollar in international transactions. But what's even bigger is the shocking announcement that after a 50-year run, the agreement between the United States and Saudi Arabia to export oil exclusively in US dollars has officially ended on June 9th, 2024. And guess what? The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has decided to not renew its partnership with the US and instead will open up the Saudis' lucrative oil trade to other countries and currencies. Trust me, this is a massive blow to the status of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency.
And one of the ways we control the world and dominate is financially, and we're financially overextended, and now the whole thing was held up by the petrodollar, and that's over. So hold on and let's see what else he has to say.
And it's why the other leading headline that BRICS is launching its own payment system was also significant this week. Here's a clip of Vladimir Putin speaking at the 2024 St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, which was held in Russia just last week. Now, if you listen exclusively to Western media, you probably will believe that Russia has been cut off from the outside world and that their economy is finished. But over 17,000 participants from over 130 countries attended this economic forum in Russia, as Putin laid out the future of the BRICS plan for global trade.
Well, now Putin's leading this because he's the selected leader of BRICS for a year or something. They transfer leadership. They do everything by consensus. I think that's cool, but it's like, imagine that 1,700 people from 130 countries, 59 of which want to become part of BRICS, have come together to figure it out, and it ain't us.
Remarkably, just a few days after this economic summit, Russia held another meeting, which brought together the foreign ministers of each BRICS nation to outline the future goals of the organization. In total, there were 54 points addressed during this meeting. Here are the top 3 most important takeaways. Number 1, a new financial system. The BRICS organization wants to reform the entire global financial system to enhance the voice of developing nations and improve their access to international financial institutions. Under the current US dollar system, every country is under the mercy of the US government, and this remains the biggest motivation for BRICS. Create an independent payment system that uses local currencies in trade, and one that is free from US sanctions and outside political pressure.
Free from political pressure, that's what we all want. You know, we're saying freedom for the whole world, and the world's coming together. They're going to create it without us, so hold on. And he has the second issue coming up.
Number 2, Israel-Palestine. I want you to look at this map, which shows the countries who recognize Palestinian statehood. Around 88% of the world's population lives inside these green countries, and this map is almost identical to the countries who also support de-dollarization and the rise of BRICS. The war in Gaza has become the latest political issue separating BRICS and the United States. The US will of course always support Israel, and quite frankly has proved useless in ending the war in Gaza. But the BRICS alliance will fight back and pursue a path of statehood for Palestine, something that once again 88% of the world's population wants to see.
88% of the world's population. That's almost 9 out of 10 people in the world want statehood for Palestine, and so do I, and so do so many of us. So keep up that pressure and holding our country accountable while the world unites to bring about a peaceful solution to it all.
And number 3, the end of U.S. sanctions. Now, the BRICS foreign ministers didn't specifically name the United States, but this point leaves no doubt as to who they were referring to. The ministers expressed concern about the use of unilateral coercive measures, which are incompatible with the principles of the Charter of the UN and produce negative effects on economic growth, trade, energy, health, and food security, notably in the developing world. What I want everyone to realize is that once you remove yourself from the Western media bubble and start to observe global trends, you'll notice the majority of the world are united in what they want. They want economic freedom, and this is why a shift away from the US dollar has begun. They want equal treatment, and this is why 88% of the world once again supports Palestinian statehood. Finally, they want a multipolar world where countries can do business and transact with as many nations as possible.
Well, imagine that. That's what I want as a citizen of the world. I want freedom from this debt-ridden banking system, and I want freedom for all. I want us to meet with each other as sovereign citizens and equals, and respect for each other from a place of authenticity, and no more pressure from, this idea of the government controlling us. That's over. And so imagine as this falls away, this the boot off of our neck. We're all scared of the change, but I say embrace it, because become it. Find your sovereign identity and find your intentional community and make that lifeboat that's going to, sail away when this ship goes down. So once again, I say, be of good cheer and bring a friend.